Hello, everyone, and welcome to Optimizing Cash Flow, Ways to Increase On-Time Payments and Decrease Delinquent Payments, presented by Leah Packett, founder and president of CompuWerx Tuition Pay. If you have any questions during the webinar, please use the Q&A button on the bottom of your screen. We will be recording this webinar, so if you would like to request a copy, please email us at info@beautyschools.org. And Leah, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you very much, Alexon. Here today, I will be presenting something that everybody is interested in. So when you have questions, please hold the question. We'll have a question and answer session later on, okay? So let's just talk about what we are all interested in. So this is going to be the part one of the webinar. What we're going to cover today is common problems faced in tuition fee collections, 6 methods that can be easily implemented to increase on-time payment, benefits of payment plans for your financial aid office and also for your students. There are 8 ways to increase student adoption of payment plans. At the end, we'll have a question and answer session. All right, let's talk about CompuWerx and just give you a little overview of who we are, what we do. CompuWerx Tuition Pay has been helping schools since 2008. We empower all schools with most secure, effective, and easy way to bill, collect, and manage tuition fee payments. We help reduce delinquencies and also increase on-time payment. Our goal is to increase enrollment, retention, and profit for our schools. Currently, we have over 30,000 delighted customers are using CompuWerx Tuition Pay solution on a daily basis. We are preferred vendor of Paul Mitchell School, and also we are a proud member of AACS. Okay, what are the common problems colleges are facing these days when they collect tuition fee payments? Overdue accounts. We all know every school consume a lot of resources and time into collecting overdue bills. And also that impact a college cash flow. Research has shown that on average, 14.4% of students are past due on tuition accounts, that accounting for over $125,000 in additional administration costs for a school. What would be the possible solution? Having fast funding time. So once you're collected your tuition money, and the money should be available for school to use immediately. Second problem, enrollment and retention. We all struggle with that. Recent tuition and associated fees could reduce enrollment, and also it could cause students to drop out prior to graduation. So definitely that is not a solution. What would be the possible solution? Providing payment plans, which we're going to talk about. It gives people various ways to make payments on a monthly basis, bi-monthly basis, or even a weekly basis if it's needed. Offer tuition financing, offer multiple payment methods. So instead of just accepting check payments, you could accept credit card payments, debit card payments, all kinds of payment forms right there. Offer flexible and convenient payment options for your students. Well, let's talk about how to increase on-time payments, which is a win-win situation for both school and also students. First, we want it to be student-first culture. Talk to your students at beginning of the school, even that the school is on the same team as your students. Your students want education, and the school wants to provide a quality education without interruption. The conversation should be, how can we help to get your bill paid so that you could continue with classes? Make it easy for your students to access their account information, billing dates, and the balance. Provide details on how to approach potential late payments. Give them a contact information if they need any help, and here is a department could help you. And also establish a 24/7 account access that would include allowing your students has the ability to pay their tuition bills online. That is so important. It's a very important aspect of collecting tuition and fees. Mobile first. Meet where your students at. Currently, over 50% of all web browsing is done through mobile device. And for millennials, that is even greater. So make sure that your websites, your student account information, and your billing system, billing and payment system, that is mobile friendly, so your student could pay at their fingertips. 2, be communicative. Communication is important. So at beginning of the school, you want to make sure communicate to your students the payment policies, the option clearly in advance. College experiences success in collecting past due balances tend to have a clear, robust student financial responsibility agreements, which students generally sign at registration. Those agreements and the policies outline the responsibility for both parties, the student and also the college. It will help the student understanding the cost of their education and also be responsible and of their financial responsibilities. You want to make those clear to your student and accessible to them. So you could post it on your school website and the school social media sites. And also when you send your student an email with the e-statement or letter or any documentation, you want to make sure that the payment policies and options are clearly stated right in the statement or right in any type of documentations with the payment date, what happened if the payment is late, and the contact information for the school. Student must know the delinquent payments will result in drop in classes, or they can't get their transcript, or their account get to turn to a collection agency. For example, the term will state that if there is an unpaid bill a certain period of time before classes begins, the student will be dropped from those classes. At the end of each semester, the college can put a hold on student who has outstanding balance, and they're not going to be able to enroll in further classes or receiving their transcript. Another thing is promissory note for tuition. Promissory note is not a loan. It's not legally a loan contract, but in this document, it would outline the terms of payments as well as consequences of a non-payment. Possible recourses of late or non-payment might include late fees, withholding of transcript, or drop from their classes, or sent to a collection agency. Students are made aware of the agreement to the term of a payment payment upfront that might include a down payment the due date for the payment, and also a late fee if they don't pay on time. Number 3, be proactive. Notify your student immediately when they have a past due bill. Provide them with the option of to make a payment. Send them a link so they could click on the link and take them to the payment page and make a payment right there. Or set up a payment plan if they don't have one. Or if they have a payment plan, modify the payment plan. Maybe a monthly payment is too much for them. Maybe you could adjust it to bi-monthly, or the amount is too much per that month. Maybe you could adjust it to a longer term of payment plan with automatic make payment. Start with a reminder of payment due dates, followed by a series of communications to go out when there's a late fee assessed to the account. The message were to go for assistance, what might happen if the balance remain unpaid. Also offer them a link to make a payment immediately online. Number 4, be personal. Take advantage of technology that will reduce a lot of resources strain. Email your students how can they set up a payment plan automatically so that they will not risk their path to a degree. Email could be set up with a personal touch points, like, well, your classes might be in jeopardy or your housing status. You gotta remember the message should be, how can we help you? We are on the same team. We wanted you to be successful. Number 5, offer a payment plan. Offer payment plans that pass due accounts so that the student can continue to take classes while paying off the debt. My recommendation is offer a payment plan at the beginning of the program, regardless if they're late or not. Put them on payment plan. You will see there are benefits for both the students and also the school. Payment plan could be structured for automatic payments, like payment deductions from the student bank account, credit card accounts, or debit card accounts that will reduce manual effort. One thing is research has shown payment plans significantly increase enrollment and retention for the school. Number 6, build campus-wide support. All departments should work together on the same team for this. Encourage your student to contact financial aid office as soon as they have a problem with the payment. Direct the student to resources where they could get help. The student need to know your college care for them and the college want them to be successful. So we talked about the payment plan sounds so important in this whole process. So let's talk about what is payment plan. How could a payment plan help with tuition payments? Payment plan affects both your school and also your students. First, what is payment plan? Payment plan allows a student to pay tuition and fees over a longer period of time instead of a month or 2 months or 5 months. It could be a year or even longer. Okay, let's talk about benefits for the student. Benefits of the payment plan for the students. Providing a flexibility option for funding education, and such as monthly payment plan, it is a lifesaver for many, many of students. Rather than taking a loan out, incurs origination fee, interest fee, finance fees, and all that. Participating in a payment plan allow your student to spread their tuition payment throughout the year. Payment plans are good alternatives to a long-term student debt. Tuition payment plans are less expensive than student loans. So let's talk about student loans a little bit, right? So in order for a student to get student loan, there are few fees are involved. First, origination fee. Any loan will need an origination fee. Second, interest charge, their interest rate. Their interest rate depends on their credit check. So if they have very good credit, their interest rate might be lower. But if their credit aren't so good, the interest rate could be unbearable. Student loan is a long-term debt. Advantage of tuition payment plans. Payment plans are typically spread over the period of a year or even longer. Some schools even have after graduation of the students, they still paying for the tuition. Tuition payment offers convenience automatic payments from the student bank account or credit card and debit card account. Tuition payment plans generally do not require credit checks and reduce overall costs for education. One thing you got to remember that there is no interest charge when using payment plan, and payment plan is not a loan. All right, so we talked about all the benefits for payment plan for our students. So let's talk about, is this a valuable process for the school? Definitely. This is very valuable for the college in streamlining, processing, and saving administrative time and cost for the school. Offer payment plan could allow some students to enroll in school, otherwise they cannot do that, leading to a higher enrollment if it's properly advertised. Second thing is steady, predictable income for the school. That is very important, right? Having a large number of students enrolled in a program allow the school to have their income more spread out throughout the year in a predictable increment. It is economical to meet payment deadlines, requirements for registration. Multiple plans are offered to meet specific needs of different student population. There is a low cost to participate for payment plans. It is a not loan program, therefore there is no interest or monthly finance charge related with payment plans. A college tuition payment plan makes the cost of college much more affordable for many students. Here we have done some survey. The payment plan option is vital to college tuition collection effort, according to college business offices. And here are a few of the officers told us. We view ourselves not as collectors, but as partners and counselors for the students and families we serve. And also, I also feel very strongly that monthly payment plans help to condition families and students to adopt a good habit when it comes to paying their education expenses. So the more families that we can enroll in our monthly payment plans, the better I feel about our overall approach to managing our receivables. Payment plan facilitates a steady stream of revenue for your financial aid office. Your staff can process online monthly payments rather than dealing with an influx of payments right before, on, or after the deadline of the payments. Students on payment plans are less likely to turn into a delinquent account. students in a tight financial situation are more likely to continue with their monthly payments as opposed to paying the whole bill at one time. Payment plan also ease the workload associated with the accounts that has been put on hold or given a late fee due to a late delinquent payment. For instance, a student who cannot register for classes due to a balance on the account or the accounts being on hold, they have to call the office to unfreeze their account. Eliminating those sort of scenarios will free up your resources from your office. Offer a payment plan also be recruiting tools for your school. Most of colleges and universities offer some type of payment plans. Even though most of colleges offer payment plans, but many of them underutilize payment plans or not very well advertised to their students. To reap the benefit of payment plans, your school have to work to increase the payment plan adoption by your students. All right, so how could you encourage your student to adopt a payment plan? You want to advertise the benefit of the program. You want to offer incentives with the program. Also offer various frequencies to your students so they could customize their payment plans, like weekly, bi-monthly, monthly, quarterly, or every 4 months or yearly. Depends on what the student situation is. You want to work with the school and work with the student, give them different options. And also accept multiple payment options. You could accept credit cards, debit cards, e-checks, and so on and so forth. Okay, we have 8 ways that could increase student adoption. So let's look at what are the 8 ways to increase student adoption, and that would ease up the collection process for the school. As we all know, no matter how wonderful a program is, if you don't promote it, nobody knows it, it doesn't do anything. So same thing as this, payment plan. You got to let your students know there are payment plan options with their payment. Use information and promotional materials that could be printed, emailed, or posted on your school website, your social media site for your school. Let everybody know this is available. Your school willing to work with your students on various payment plans, that they don't have to get a loan to be in your school and getting the education. So here are a few examples. Here could be a printed marketing material. So in this example, there are $50 lift credit to students who set up a recurrent monthly payment. There's another example that for students who set up a monthly recurrent payment, they could get a $30 discount, save $30 to set it up. Another example that you could post on your website or any social media site for the school, stretch your tuition dollars, enroll in a monthly payment plan. Here tells you the benefits of it: convenient, secure, affordable. Have a button, enroll now. So when they click on the button, it will take them to the site that they will be able, your students will be able to set up a payment plan with automatic payment. 2, improve outreach. Communicate to your student early, even before the first bill goes out. So every school, almost every school has new student orientation. sit down with your student and give them an option of payment plan and tell them what are the options, how many payment plans does the school offer, and also give them a comparison of payment plan versus a loan. And you want to involve your student in this decision-making process so they feel like they own this process. Educate your students. Provide a cost comparison of student loan versus a payment plan. And pointed out what are the money savings on the interest, payments, and also monthly financial charges. And payment plan is not a debt, as is not a long-term liability. Also give them some real number that they could work with, they could relate to, then they could see exactly what's going on. So here is an example of loan. So how does a loan work? Let's say a student taking out $10,000 loan. Normally, there is an origination fee for any loan. It's between 1% to 4%. So for this example, let's do a 2%. So that would be $200. So the origination fee, it adds to the loan. So the total loan will become $10,200. And the $200, they have to pay interest on that too. So let's say if your student is gonna take out for 5 years, so their monthly payment would be $192 for immediate payment after they taking out the loan. Of course, there are loans that which they don't have to make a payment till they graduate, but that will accrue more of interest. So let's talk about this loan. Let's say it's a 5% loan for 5 years. After 5 years, they're paying about $1,349. So interest is based on credit check. Depends on the credit of the student. It varies from 3.75% all the way up to 14%. Sometimes it's even higher, depends. The sub loans is even higher. So give them this example and compare to the payment plans that they enter to see how much money that they could save. Here we have provided a financial calculator that you could use and sit down with your student and just plug into the numbers so they could see very clearly exactly how much money they could save using payment plans. Offer flexibility. Consider offering multiple payment plans as well as flexibility within the payment plan. So you probably wanted to offer, multiple payment plans for different students. Most students, they could do monthly payment plans, but for maybe couple or few that they could just do a bi-monthly or weekly. So work with them and they help them be able to pay the bills, the tuition bills. Letting students choose their payment plans that giving them a sense of ownership, so they will make the payment on time. Offer a lower fee of the payment plan with automatic payment. Normally, school do charge a service fee to set up a payment plan. So you could figure out how much your school wants to charge to set up a payment plan for your students. Accessibility. Earlier, we have talked about there are over 50% of web browsing are done through mobile phone. For millennials, they're even greater. So you want to make sure that your website, your student account information, your billing payment system are mobile friendly, that your students will have 24/7 access, that they could check out their account information. They could see what their balances are. Most important, they will be able to make the payments through their mobile phone. So they can make payments with couple minutes at their fingertips. Use technology. Set up payment plan with automatic payments. That automatic payment will be automatic recurring e-check payments, credit card payments, or debit card payments for the students. Another thing that you want to do is put the payment records online, so your student could be able to see where they are at with their tuition payments. Is there anything that they have to do? They'll have very clear understanding where they are. Offer incentive programs. Reward your students for setting up an online payment plan with automatic payment. Let's say you could offer a discount from your bookstore or your store. Let's say if they set up a payment plan with automatic pay, you could give them 10% off from your store, or give them a coupon for $20. And here again is an example of the $50 lift credit for people who set up a recurring payment. Number 8, you want to keep the enrollment fee low. After you do all these comparisons of the loan versus the payment plan, of course, most of your students are gonna choose a payment plan over the loan, right? It's a huge savings right there. You wanna make sure that you keep your enrollment fee low so that doesn't turn your student away. It's too high, they might not be able to afford it right there. There are a few questions that you could ask yourself. Have we provided a student with multiple payment options? Have we sent out a specific timeline for payments? Do we send out payment reminders? Are we clear about repercussions of late payments or non-payments? I want to make it really clear for the last point, because we work with many schools, and some schools, they don't have a policy, or they don't have a policy on their late payment or non-payment fees. So therefore the student does not pay, or they just delay the payment. So you want to make very sure that you want to make the policies and their student responsibilities are very clear. Post it on your website, on your social media site, so your student understand from day one what are the repercussions for any type of late payments or non-payments. All right, let's summarize what we have talked about. First, 6 ways to increase on-time payment. What are the 6 ways? You want to make a student first culture. Student comes first and you're on the same team as a student. Be communicative, that talk to them, give them options, and let them know you're on their side. Be proactive. Be personal. Have emails sent to them, text to them, let them know that you care about them. Offer payment plans, and offer various payment plans that help them to make their payment on time. Build campus-wide support. All right, what are the benefits of payment plans for the school? Consistent, reliable income. Students on payment plans are least likely to turn into a delinquent account. Potential for higher enrollment retention. Less administrative workload associated with overdue and on hold accounts. What are the benefits of payment plan for your students? Break down the payment break down the tuition fees into a smaller payments, be easier for them to pay. There's no loan origination fee, no interest fee for them. There's no credit checks. Can be automatically withdrawn. Once they set up the payment plan could automatically withdraw from their bank account or their credit card account or their debit card account. Payment plan helps to keep the overall cost of education to a minimum for them. They don't have a long-term debt. How to encourage your student to adopt a payment plan? First, improve the marketing, right? So you want to post out, let everybody know your school offers payment plan, various payment plans to meet your student needs. Improve outreach. Facilitate financial literacy. Educate your student. Give them a comparison. The difference between loan and payment plan. How much money will save them by using a payment plan. Offer flexibilities. Multiple payment plans that they could choose from. Accessibility. Want to make sure that your system, your student will be able to make the payment online through their mobile phone or wherever they are. Use a technology to make an automatic payment withdraw from their bank account or their credit card account. Offer incentives to the program, give them discounts or give them a coupon to discounts to a store or give them any type of incentive that would work out with your school. And also you want to keep the enrollment fee low. So therefore you'll have more participates for the payment plan. All right, that concludes our webinar for today. Does anybody has any questions? All right, question time.
If anyone has any questions for Leah, please put them in the Q&A button at the bottom. To request a copy of the webinar, you can email the national office at info@beautyschools.org.
Okay.
Here's a question. What do you suggest for TILA documents?
I'm sorry, say that again.
What do you suggest for TILA documents?
What does that stand for? Oh, the landing, the truth in landing, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't have any suggestions at this time for that. You know what? I could go back and talk to a few colleagues of ours and to see if they have any recommendations. I could send you an email, Allison, and for that. So you could pass on that information to the school.
Okay.
Okay.
So Kathy, we'll send you an email directly. We can follow up together.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. So this is our first webinar, and our next part 2 webinar, mostly we are talking about, we're gonna talk about how to deal with overdue payments. And also what's the best security practice for online payments, for both online and offline payments. Any other questions?
Oh, we got one. Looking forward to part 2.
Okay, all right. That sounds good. Thank you for your encouragement. We'll work hard on that too.
Does anybody have any other questions? If you have any questions after the webinar is over, you can always email me, Allison@beautyschools.org, and I can put you in contact with Leah directly as well. All right. That looks like everything. Thank you everyone for joining us. And thank you, Leah, for taking the time to present this for us.